Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back to my channel and support me and love on me. I love all of you so very much for clicking on my video. I know that you don't have to, so it warms my heart so very much that you do. Today I am actually going to dive back into my collection videos and show you my highlighter drawer. Thus far we have seen all of my palettes, which was an excruciatingly long video, and I've added palettes to my collection since then, but I plan on doing these collection videos once a year so that we can see the changes in my collection. And I do have quite a few palettes in a drawer for declutter, so that I've been going through in my palette roulette series, which I can link those videos also up in the cards of this one if you want. In addition to the palette video, we also went through my face drawer, I believe, so my bronzers and my blushes. And today we're going to dive into the highlighters. Besides palettes, highlights are my next problem child. Like, I have a palette addiction, we all know that. And like I said before, I'm okay with that. Hopefully you are as well. I also have a highlighter addiction. So if you're interested, that's what we're going to jump into. So if you're uninterested, that's okay too. Now's the time to click off. But if you are interested, let's go jump into that right now. Alright guys, this is take 3 of my highlight drawer. And I don't know what happened, but the first time, the parts of the video I didn't want it to record, it recorded, and the parts of the video that I did want it to record, it didn't. So I evidently had stuff a little bit backwards in here. Hopefully we are good and focused. So I am going to dive right in. So these guys here are, some of them are full size, a lot of them are minis. These are all full size, and they are ones that I use on a daily for the most part. There is just some extras in here, like sticks and other stuff. I have liquid over here, and then all of my palettes. So I am actually going to start over here in this side here with all of the little guys, and we're going to go from there. This is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter in Hustla Baby, and we've all probably seen this. It is a really pretty, like, corally pink color. I love these little tiny guys because they do have mirrors in them. A lot of the higher end little guys do also have mirrors in them, whereas the lower cost ones don't. Then I have 4 Becca highlighters in this little box here. These two here are full size. They are the Light Chaser highlights. There's this one here that is Opal Flashes Jade. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. There we go. And this is the color of that one. It is just a really pretty pale pink color, but it does have a really nice shift of green to it. And then this one is Amethyst Flashes Geode. And it looks like this. It is more of a blush topper on me than anything else. And it kind of has this pink purple shift, but you don't really notice a whole lot when it is on your face. The other 2 Becca ones I have is this one in Rose Gold. And it looks like that. Again, this is more of a topper for me than it is a highlight. And then this one, which is Lilac Geode, and this one actually came to me shattered, so I repressed it, so it looks a little funky in there, but it reminds me actually a lot of the Amethyst Flashes Geode guy, except for that it doesn't have the weird purple shift to it, but I also use it as a topper. It is really pretty. You guys can kind of see it on my finger, maybe. Kind of a little bit. I love the Becca highlighters. I think that they are so nice for a powder highlight, and on aging skin, they even look really good. So I say aging skin, it makes me feel like I'm 90. I do have two Laura Geller highlights. This one is in Diamond Dust, and it is a little bit of a like white in the pan, but shifts purple pink. And then, of course, Gilded Honey. This guy has a cult following around the YouTubes. I do use this as a highlight. It doesn't appear on my skin as dark as it is in this pan, but these are full size. Then I have 3 ColourPop Super Shock Cheek products. This one is in Spoon, and it says Pearlized. This is probably my favorite one. I use it all the time. It is just so pretty on the skin. Guys, can you guys see that? Oh my gosh. It is just the prettiest highlight. And these Super Shocks are super nice because they are kind of bouncy, squishy, but really nice on the skin. This one is in Wisp, and that is what it looks like. It also is super pretty. And that is it. It's just a little more gold toned than the other one. You gotta be really careful with these guys and get them closed, because if you don't get them closed, then they will dry out on you. This one is called Over the Moon, and it is white with a purple shift. You guys can see that in the screen, but I will go ahead and put it on for you. So that is it right there, that last one. So pretty. So this one was actually in the very back here, and it is a highlight by a Physicians Formula. Physicians Formula is a powder multicolor highlight. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it is all different colors in the pan. And the thing about this highlight is I use it more as a face powder to like just go over the top of like my foundations or something, because it does have a little bit of luminosity to it. You guys can see that, but it doesn't really perform like a regular highlight. The one thing I can say about it is that it is super pretty as an all over face powder. I just forget about it all the time, and it does have a little bit of flashback. I think I might put it actually in my face powder drawer. I might get more use out of it that way. This one I got from my IPSY, and I have never used it. It is the Daisy and Pearl Radiance Booster by Seraphine Botanicals. It does look a little bit dark. I think that this would work much better as a blush topper, but you guys can see I haven't even used it yet. And then I have this one by Lilac. This is the Light Source Illuminating Highlight in Limelight, and it is just a really light color of blue. I purchased it from TJ Maxx, and I really like it. It is a really pretty color. It's just not one that I find that I could wear every single day. It is so pretty, though. This one I also haven't worn. This one I also got in IPSY. It is the City Color Glow Pro Stellar Iridescent Highlight in Nebula, and this is what that guy looks like. It also is blue, but that is like blue glitter, and I have a hard time with glitter on my face because, you know, I'm 42. I am getting older. This is actually a Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Idol, but this performs so much more like a highlight, so that is why it is in my highlight drawer. That is it right there on my skin. This color here, it just performs more like a highlight, so I put it in my highlight drawer because that's how I use it. Next we have these guys, which are all full-size guys. And this is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm. So the packaging on this guy is so pretty. I love it. It says how many carats. And that is gorgeous. It is a beautiful highlight. But here's the thing. So Andrea Matalano however you say her name. She was talking about this in one of her videos, and I had no desire to get it until she swatched it and was like, it's like a really pretty wet highlight with sparkle, but without the glitter. Then I got it home and I put it on, and I feel like it's glitter, but you guys, it really is a wet look highlight. It is so pretty. So pretty. But every time I use it, I find that there's glitter all over my face. So I don't think that she was lying necessarily. Please don't think that is me saying she's lying. That's me just saying I have a difference of opinion because I do feel like it's super glittery. And then I have this one, which is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Duo in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. This is my favorite highlighter. You guys can see this one especially is super used and abused. I love her highlights. This is by far my favorite highlight formula in the world. And I would buy 50 more Fenty Beauty highlights if they didn't cost so much and I didn't have so many highlights. Then I have the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and this is in the old packaging, and it is soft and gentle. Such a beautiful, beautiful highlight. I have to tell you a secret. When I first got this, wasn't used to MAC products. I didn't purchase this myself, to be honest. I got it in a goodie box from a friend, and I thought skin finish meant it needed to go all over your face. So for the first couple months that I had this, I was using it all over my face, and then I realized it was a highlighter and felt like an idiot. This is my Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan Glimmers of BS highlight. This is the replacement highlight that BoxyCharm sent me because the one that I got in my box was shattered. This one actually I have not used at all, and it is a different color than the other one I got. The other one I got sits in here because it needs to lay flat, and it's underneath those guys. It needs to lay flat because it's super vulnerable to being touched or moved or anything, because I've repressed it twice now. Next I have this one. It is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in Opal. This was my favorite highlight for a really long time. It is still one of my go-to highlights. I love the Becca highlight formula. I think that, like I said earlier, I think it just looks great on any skin. This is the Prosecco Pop one, if you can learn to open it, Donna. This one is a little more gold, so I didn't use it quite as much, but I do love it. I did get this one in BoxyCharm, and I paid full price for this one. It's one of the only highlighters that I've ever paid full price for. And then I've got the ABH Amrezy highlighter. This is what it looks like. When I first started seeing this highlight on the YouTubes, I thought that those ripples were just a way that the light was playing on the highlighter, but that is actually in the pan. And I've used this so much, but you can hardly tell that I've used it at all. I love this highlight. It's so pretty on the skin. Then I have this one, which is a Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter, and it is in Luminescence. This is what it looks like. It does work much like a blush topper for me, but it is just so pretty. Super soft and bouncy. I love that highlight formula. The next one I have in here is Sin by Urban Decay. It is one of the Afterglow highlights, and that is what it looks like. I got this free from Urban Decay for a birthday gift, and it is a full-size item, so that was really shocking and awesome. I got this. This is the Vintage Cosmetics Rose Gold highlight, and this also came to me in BoxyCharm, and this also came shattered. I think it was one of my first ever shattered items in BoxyCharm. I have repressed this as well. This one was super easy to repress. It is a very pretty rose gold color. The next one I have in here I got in BoxyCharm as well. It is by Galactic. love the packaging on this guy. It is a duo Skin Glow in Moonlight, and it does have two colors there, a pink and a champagne. It is a cream product, and I haven't really dove into cream highlights much. I do have quite a few, but I haven't really dove into them. So I haven't used this one at all. This is a Morphe highlight, and it is in the color Spark. Somebody that I watch all the time, her name is April, and her channel name is Wanna Makeup. She raved about this highlight, so I had to go get it. I should do a video on all the things that April made me buy, because there's quite a few. And then this one is my bougie highlight that I actually got in the FabFitFun edit sale. I always purchase one of their like grab bags for $29. This is a highlight by Oribe, or Oribe, however you say that. And it is in Moonlit, and it is a $54 highlight. That's why I call it my bougie highlight. And if I have to be honest, I don't really, I mean, I like it, but I don't really love it. And the stripes are too small to just get one color. So when you mix them all together, like, they're pretty. It's pretty. It's just super subtle. And I like a See Me From the Moon kind of highlight, but I love the packaging on this guy. This is my e.l.f. Illuminating palette, and I purchased this. Do you guys remember Liv Loves Makeup? Or Liv Loves Her Makeup? She was a channel for a while. Olivia was super fun, super funny, and I love to watch her. Her biggest claim to fame for YouTube is that she did all of her videos in one shot. She never edited. She could always like post and get them up, and she was amazing. I really liked her. She just kind of disappeared. But this palette I purchased because of her. All the e.l.f. palettes like this have these 4 like squares of product in them that you can actually pop out and make your perfect product. So they have a bronzing palette, an illuminating palette, a blush palette. You can buy all the palettes that they have and pop the colors in to make your perfect palette. But this one is the illuminating one, and these are what the shades look like. They are slated to be like the Hourglass ambient lighting shadow or palette, highlights, but I don't know because I've never tried those. This one is a little too orange for me. I don't use this one often. I did use this one all the time, this pink, and I also used this one all the time. And this one, up until I realized that it was making my under eyes look like they were 900 years old, I used to use it as a banana powder underneath my eyes, an illuminating powder underneath my eyes, and I'm 42. Not smart. I mean, at the time I was doing that, I knew nothing about makeup, so whatevs. But I quit using it a while ago. I haven't picked it up and used it hardly at all. But I mean, it is pretty. It's just super, super, super subtle. That one seems a wee bit powdery. It's just super subtle, but it is pretty. So the next one I have is this one. It is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. And this one is in Crown of My Canopy. This is another one that Olivia raved about, and I had to go purchase because it was so pretty. And this is just so dark. It's just way too dark for my skin. So I can use it as a blush topper. I can use it as an eyeshadow. I definitely cannot use it as a highlight, but it is pretty. I didn't like it a long time ago when I first used it because I thought it was super thick and I thought it was getting all over my face. But if you blend it in really well, it's just so pretty. Alright, the next one in here is the City Color Glow Duo, and it does have a cream and a powder. I did get this in an IPSY. The cream doesn't have like a cover on it, so using the powder you have to be super careful that it doesn't get into the cream, and if it does, that you're like gently blowing it out and across it, you know, like blowing this way and not on it. But I haven't really super gotten into cream highlights like I said earlier, so I've used the powder one in here more than I have the cream. I do love the powder one. It is super pretty. It is a little more rosy than I prefer my like rose toned highlights, so I do use it as a topper more than anything else. This one I got as an add-on in my IPSY glam bag. This one is the Ofra Star Island highlight, and it is just so pretty. That is it right there. It is beautiful. Ofra highlights are probably my second favorite highlighting formula, next to Fenty. This one I got in an IPSY. It is a Luna by Luna highlight in Electra. It is just a really pretty like pink color. And then this one I got in my most recent IPSY. It is a IPSY highlight in Radiant Glow, and that is what it looks like. No mirror on this guy, and the packaging is kind of super plain and awkward. It looks like it's open here, so that kind of concerns me about whether it's going to dry out or not. This one is a little tiny gift with purchase. It is a Becca Opal. I already have a full size of this, so I'm not sure if I'll get much use out of this, but I might use this one up before I use the other one. And again, its packaging looks like it's not closed all the way. Maybe that's just how that packaging is. I have this Milk Makeup one. This one came in I got like a Milk Makeup kit over the holidays that had a bunch of little Milk Makeup things in trial sizes in it that you could use. This is a beautiful highlight, but again, it's not, like, I'm not into cream highlights yet as much as I would love to be. I do love a cream blush, but I haven't really dove into my cream highlights as much. This is another cream highlight. This is by Tarte, and it is the Spotlight Highlighter Twinkle Stick. I got this in my Build Your Own Tarte kit, and a friend of mine told me that she uses this. That is the shade of it right there. A friend of mine told me that she uses this in her brow bone, which I thought was super smart, so I might start doing that. Just get some use out of it. I feel like that is really see me from the moon. Then I have this one. It is an e.l.f. highlighting stick in Cosmic. It is really purple. I don't know. Can you guys? Yes, you can tell. It is really purpley blue. This is the ABH Liquid Glow. I picked this up at TJ Maxx, to be honest, and it is in the shade Oyster. I haven't used it yet, but it is a really pretty shade of like a really champagne-y pink color. It just has the weirdest like applicator on it. It's really hard to use because you either have to put it on the back of your hand or you have to put it onto like a mixing tray, and well, I'm not opposed to that. I just don't really think to do it, I guess. Then this is the other pretty vulgar highlight that I got in BoxyCharm that came to me shattered. Like I said, it is super fragile, so I keep it laying down in here. This one is called Glow Up, and it is more of a like rose gold pink. You can see it's a damn mess, but I have repressed it twice. This one I got in a BoxyCharm. It is the Tarte Pro Glow in Stunner, and I heard about a month after I received it that those of us that got this one in our BoxyCharm were entered into a Tarte contest, and I was super bummed because I didn't know that, because I don't pay attention to the promotions and the contests that go on at BoxyCharm. I just get my stuff and call it good. But there was one hell of a prize. I can't remember what it was now, but I remember thinking that would have been nice to win. But this is a limited edition, but it also has that weird wonky, you know, applicator that I have a hard time with. So I hardly ever use it. It is beautiful though. This one I got in an IPSY. It's by Trust Fund Beauty, and it is that liquid glow though, and it's actually kind of hard to get the highlight out of this. This highlight is so pretty. I've worn it a couple times. The one thing that I hate about it is kind of sticky. It's a really sticky highlight for a liquid highlight, and I know that some liquid highlights are sticky, but that one is really sticky. It reminds me of having like sap or something on my face, so I quit wearing it after I wore it a couple times. Then there's this one, which is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow in Hello Halo. It is holographic. It does have a doe foot. The one thing I do not like about this one is that this doe foot has so much product that comes off on it. So you have to be super, super careful with it because you could take over your face with that. The next one I have is this one. It is the Milk Makeup again. This came in that same Milk kit. And it is the holographic stick, and it has kind of that iridescent white in the pan, purple, pink shift to it. This is the Reveal Concentrated Luminizing Drops by Algenist. I have put these into my foundation for kind of like a dewy foundation glow. It is a dropper. The applicator is a dropper. So that's how I find I can use it best. Same for these. These are the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Radiance Drops. Again, a dropper. I have used these in my foundations to make them a little more dewy. I am a dry-skinned girl, but I do like a matte foundation, so I will put those drops into my foundation to make it look a little more luminous so that my face doesn't look dewy, which I find a dewy finish foundation does, but it also looks healthy. I have this MAC Strobe Cream. I believe I got this in some boxes, some Birch boxes that a friend of mine gave me. That is just a sample size, not even a deluxe sample size. I got this Mega Glow Highlighting Stick from the Gothic collection from Wet n Wild. It is in Hello Darkness, and it is just, again, one of those sticks with, you know, that has a blue, purple, pink shift to it. I wanted pieces from this collection, but this was on sale at Ulta when I picked it up for like 99 cents. So I got this, and it is the only piece of that collection that I could find, to be honest. I have these Cover FX glitter drops. I have used these in foundation before, but not much else, and a little bit'll do ya, because if you use too much, you turn yourself into the Gold Tin Man. This is my Makeup Forever Uplight. I have used this before, but not a lot. It does have a weird like sprayer on it, and you get so much out of this applicator. And it is kind of like a really pretty pink color, but you get so much out of that sprayer, and I haven't perfected my use of it yet, so I just don't use it very often. And then these are the last two things that are kind of sitting by themselves over there. These are both Artist Couture loose highlighters. I got both of these, one from my BoxyCharm and one came in my mom's. The one that came in mine is this Purple Dream one that kind of looks more peach than anything else. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't know why it's called Purple Dream, because it doesn't appear to be purple at all. I haven't opened these because I don't really do loose. So, I mean, I'm interested in using them. I want to use them, but I am scared of loose highlight. And this one's called Summer Haze, and it's kind of a little touch darker than this one. So this is the Lunar Beauty Greek Goddess palette. The mirror on this guy is super stealthy. This palette is really no joke. Super heavy. These are the colors in this palette. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see those very well because of the light, but this pink one is a little too rosy for me. I have to use it. I would have to use it as a blush topper. All the other ones, this one might be a little too tan for me, but all the other ones are beautiful. I have swatched them. You can't even tell that I've stuck my finger in them, to be honest, but they are beautiful. The next one I have here is actually just my singles. I have this one here, which is Ofra's Beverly Hills. Yeah, Ofra's Beverly Hills. I believe that this was a Nikki Tutorials thing, but I like this one better when you're just like swatching the one color and not all the colors. When you mix them all together, it's actually kind of ugly. This one is Ofra Rodeo Drive, and I do have this also in a palette that you will see. This one here is by Ciate. It is called Moon Dust, and I got that in an IPSY, and it's super pretty. These two are from Sydney Grace. This one is called Pink Mist, and it's one of the white ones with kind of like a pink duochrome holographic look to it. And then this one is called PSL Extra Whip, so it's kind of like an orange-ish coral, really pretty colored highlight. Then I have this one. This is the Morphe 8S Stellar Impact. You know, I purchased this because I was super impressed with the single. I love the single. I think that this is a completely different formula because I'm not super impressed with these. These are kind of glittery. They don't go on my skin very well. I do like them, don't get me wrong, but I have to be in the right mood or the right mindset to use them. This blue purple one, it's called Ultraviolet. It is a beautiful eyeshadow. I have taken this with me on like vacations and trips because it's easy to pack around and it's a easy travel palette, and there's all kinds of colors in here so that I have some kind of, you know, opportunity to use like a more rosy toned one if I wanted to, or a golder one if I wanted to. There's a lot of variation, and therefore it makes a great travel palette for me, but it's not as good as the single. The next one I got is this. It is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cool Glow palette, and this is what it looks like. I picked this up at TJ Maxx for like $3. It kind of reminds me of the ABH Aurora Glow to some extent, but obviously not the same formula at all. But it's nice. I haven't really used it. I've swatched it. It is nice. The swatches came out really beautiful. But you can't beat it for $3 or $4 at TJ Maxx. I got this on sale at Sephora. It was on sale, and then I also had a coupon, so I used that for the entire purchase. So I'm not sure how much this turned out to be, but this is a $54 highlight palette that was on sale for $38, and then I had a coupon. So this is what it looks like. Obviously, there are some shades in here that I would probably never use on my cheeks. These will have to be eyeshadows. But these four here are beautiful. I have not used this palette yet. You guys will see that that is a common occurrence in my collection entirely. I do think that this is beautiful. This reminds me of the Diamond Bomb a little bit, but a little more like maybe rosy in there, or maybe even lavender. So the next one is this. My daughter bought me this for my birthday last year. It is the ABH Glow Kit in Sugar, and this is what it looks like. I just love everything about this palette. We're fighting the sunshine. Sorry, guys. I just love everything about this palette. I think that it is so pretty. And again, it would be a great travel palette. There's a good variety of colors in here. Even this butterscotch one that looks super dark is not that dark. I have used it a couple times. This one is a little more pink than it looks in the pan, but I just love this palette. And then this one, a friend of mine had it and came in, showed it to me, and then I had to have it. This is what it looks like. This color I have never used on my face. I have used it, actually I take that back. I think I've used it once on my face, but it does make a wonderful eyeshadow, same as this Orion color. The other ones aren't bad. I've never used Lyra, never. It just seems a little too orange for me. but I don't really dive into these colors much anymore. My dog's in here whining, so I'm going to let him out real quick. This one is next. This is the Glow palette by Glam Glow. This is something that I wanted when it first came out, but I wasn't going to pay the price that Glam Glow wanted for this highlight palette. It's supposed to have really good properties for your skin in it, and I just kind of love the packaging. I'm kind of a package junkie. The packaging is really cool. It's rubber, and you open it up and it is these 3 colors. I've not used this one on my face at all. I have used the other 2. This one's a little bit icy, but this is a beautiful color. And like I said, it's supposed to have properties in it that are good for skin as well. Glam Glow is more of a skincare kind of company. So I picked it up for $19 in the FabFitFun edit sale, so I thought that that was a good deal. This one I got in a make your own Tarte kit. It is the Tarte Skin Twinkle Lighting Palette, and it's got 3 different shades in it: Sunlight, Filtered Light, and Moonlight. So this one is matte, but it is still a really pretty highlight. This one is kind of champagne-y, and this one's kind of rosy. I've only ever really swatched it. Alright, next I've got the Sweet Peach Glow palette, and this one, as you all probably know, has a highlight, a blush, and what is supposed to be a bronzer. I don't ever use that, as you can see. It's not even touched. I have used the blush and I've used the highlight a lot. This was part of the Sweet Peach set that when they restocked their Sweet Peach, I had to have a lot of it. I bought this, I bought the blush, I bought the palette, I bought a lot of it. So I used this a lot when I first got it. The next one I have is this. It is the Pure Bronze and Brighten palette, and this has 3 things in it as well: a blushing glow, an afterglow, and a mineral glow. So one's like a bronzer, one's like a blush, and one's like a highlight. And when we first got this in BoxyCharm, I remember the consensus being like, what? What are we supposed to do with this? This is far too orange for a blush. That is far too shimmery for a bronzer. And holy hell, this highlight is amazing. You guys, they're all beautiful. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream. They are all beautiful, but so the blush I've used as a blush, and I actually kind of love a shimmery blush, so I didn't have a hard time with it, but I've never used this for a bronzer just because I'm scared of it. But you do have to use a really light hand with these items, or you're going to end up looking like a clown. But they are beautiful. Every single one of them is beautiful. I've used this as a eyeshadow, and oh my gosh, so pretty. I need to get the balls up to use it as a bronzer, because I'm quite certain it would be a beautiful bronzer, especially during the summertime when you want more of a like glowy look to your makeup. And the last one in here is this one. This is the Midi palette, Fueling Myself, and it's got Blissful, Pillow Talk, and Rodeo Drive in it. And this is what it looks like inside. I love that it has a little mirror. This is a really beautiful highlight. This is a really beautiful highlight, and that is Rodeo Drive. You can see that one's not used. I do have another one in that singles palette that I had been using before. But these 2 I use all the time. This, oh my gosh, you guys. I just can't with Ofra highlights. I just can't. They're just so pretty. This one I love more as a blush topper. If you go in with a really light hand, it is a beautiful highlight too. But oh my gosh, so pretty. So that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed a walk through my highlight drawer. Highlight is another one of those things that I think I need to buy every single time I'm out and about. It is one of those things that catches my eye every single time. There is well over 100 highlights in this drawer, and that includes all forms of those highlights. I have a problem. It's okay. We're dealing with it here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you enjoyed it so much that you're wanting to give it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channel out here in the YouTube universe. I also hope that you liked it enough or love my collection videos enough that you're wanting to stick around, maybe subscribe to my channel so that you can see more of my collection. I do have quite a few more drawers to go through, so I'm hoping that you want to stick around, join my crazy midlife crisis here, and my loving YouTube family that I never even thought there would be one person watching, and now there's so many. Thank you guys for joining me again today. I know that you don't have to click on my video, so it warms my heart so very much that you do, and I hope that you're having an amazing day. And I guess that's it for now. So until next time, bye guys.